Mm,
Then your
router.
LAN router, okay, LAN router. So these are the three different ways we'll be using to connect these devices to the internet. Okay. When coming to the internet, not only your devices will connect, there are other devices also may connect. Okay. There are n number of devices which will be connecting to the internet. So now here the real challenges comes. Imagine all systems. Okay. So let's take an example. Just take an example. This is a laptop or a device from an organization. Okay. From a company. This is a laptop from a student, a device from a student. This is a laptop from an hacker. So now the ultimate intention and the usage of internet is to send data or a packet from one device to another device. Okay, with the help of this internet. So now if one data can be sent through the internet and received by the another devices, there is a chance we can access one device to another device with the help of new type of technologies known as remote desktop connection. Okay. So now in the storing, if you say you're taking your laptop, you have a storing. Okay. So you keep your important data such as your government IDs, then your photos, then your family photos, then your account details. Okay. So these are confidential IDs, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you're keeping this in your laptop and you are connecting to the internet, hackers devices will try to break into your system and steal this data, government ID, then your photos, then your account details. Okay. If account details they got, they will try to steal your money. If the photos they are got, they will try to morph and uh, blackmail you and get some money. Okay. Government IDs, if they are got it, then they will do an account creation by showing your government proofs. So now let's see, then hacker will use some type of methods to enter your system. That is known as attack. They will use some type of methods to enter into your system. That is known as attack. During an attack or performing an attack, they need to know what is a vulnerability there. Before performing an attack or before choosing what type of attack they need to know a vulnerability in this. Now, the next thing comes under threats. Threats are nothing but a possible ways whether an hacker or another people can access your data. Let's take in this possible way, an hacker will connect via internet and they will try to steal your data. This is one possible way. This is one of the threat. The next way, when you are not in home, then hacker will come to your home and steal your laptop and go. This is another way. Correct, right? And some cases, you will be bringing this laptop or traveling somewhere from your office or to a college. In the way, I can kidnap you or steal your laptops and I steal your data inside the laptops. So all these things and all considered as threats. So now you are clear what is meant by threats, what is meant by attack, what is meant by vulnerability, and what is meant by access control. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now these are very important concepts from the security point of view. So you need to know what are the different types of access control we have. Guess what are the different types of access control we have?
Uh, end-to-end
Mm,
end-to-end encryption, sir, and passwords,
mm.
fingerprints.
Okay, good. So I can categorize this access control into two things. One will be the physical and one will be the logical. So physical means is nothing but physically whatever you can see, you can restrict. For example, you can add a CCTV camera front of your home, or you can add a security guard in front of your home, or you can lock your laptop in a cupboard, okay, and you have a carry a lock and key. Okay, so these are the physical ways you can protect your systems or devices. Okay, but coming with an organization level, so that's why organizations have the CCTV, security guards, evidence rooms. Okay, then the parking slot, fencing, ID card, everything they have. Okay, then coming with the logical, so logical you cannot see, you can restrict it. For example, okay, fingerprint, your multi-factor authentication, your OTP, one-time password, okay, then your device identification based on the location. So all those things and all comes under this logical access control. So now I will be categorizing this logical access control into 8 categories. Okay, I will be categorizing this logical controls into 8 categories. Let me take you to one of these from the interview point of view. Okay, so you will be tested with this access control categories. Okay, the first access control will be attribute based access control. So what it will be doing means they will be defining a rules or a policies. Okay, so who need to act or when need to act. So can I enter your college without an ID card?
No, sir.
Okay, so this is one of the attribute based. So they will define a policies, they will define a set of rules. Okay, they will define a relationship of between the user systems and the environmental conditions. So now the next thing will be discriminatory access control. Okay, I want to come to your home and I want to take some data from your home, whether you are allowed to take. For example, what is your favorite item in your home? TV, fridge, washing machine,
TV.
or your laptop, your smartphone,
TV, sir.
TV. Okay, you watch more serials. Okay. So discrimination act control is nothing but the owner of the data defines who can access. Okay, if it is your home, you need to decide what Karthik can come and take and go. Okay, the owner of the data decides who need to access. Again, it depends on the relationship wise, it depends on the work wise, it depends on the trust wise, so all those things. So based on the owner decides who need to access what. Okay, then the next thing will be history based access. So history based access is nothing but it's an access is granted or declined by evaluating the history of the activities of an inquiring party that includes behavior, the time between the request and the content of the request. So I can say a best example of this history-based access control. You cannot go and do the things for a first time. For example, okay, mm, you cannot go to a place which is an unknown or if you don't have a permission there. Let's take an example, staff rooms. Okay, staff rooms, if you're continuously going, okay, then you are like allowed to go. If a new students come, students it not be allowed. So based on the type of you are accessing the resource, based on the history you did, okay, so you will be allowed to access it. Clear? So usually this type of access based access control based it depends on the servers and the applications. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, good. Then next we have identity based access, which will be like based on your identity, you are allowed access. If you are taking an organization, an IT company, an employee with an ID card is considered as identity. So with this ID card only, you are allowed to enter into the office premises. So based on your identity, you will be providing an access. Then the next access control, it's a regulatory access control. Sorry, mandatory access control. So mandatory access control means it's a minimum level of access which is given to you. So the access model in which access rights are regulated by the central authority based on the multiple levels of security. Security in Linux is implemented using a Mac on the Linux operating system. It means if you are a small level employee, you have a limited level of access. Okay. If you are a high level employee and little higher level of access. Okay. So based on the your role, you will be provided an access that is known as mandatory access control, and this entire mandatory access control will be maintained by the central authority. To understand in a much better way, so let's take an example. In a home, 5 members will be there, 2 parents and 3 children. Children are allowed to, okay, to access TV, fridge, but they are not allowed to access a cupboard or a microwave oven or a lift. Okay, so based on the levels, they will be providing an access. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we have other 3 set of access controls. Organizational based access control. So based on the organization, we will be providing an access. Let's take an example. Have you traveled in a Bangalore city with a free pass?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, so how they are identifying whether you are eligible for free pass or not?
To my Aadhaar card.
Aadhaar card. Okay, so based on the Aadhaar card, they are checking like your residential is Bangalore and you are a Kannadian, then you are allowed to give an access. Same case here, based on the organization and the domain, you will be providing an access. Okay, so this is known as domain-based access. Also, we can say a small example. Then again, role-based access. Role-based access is defined based on the job title. It's a fresher. It's a big. If a fresher means you will be having a basic level of access. If you're an experience, you are having a high level of access based on the role, based on your job title. You will be providing an access. Best example, admin, database admin, okay, will be given full level of privileges, whereas a normal user will given as a low level of privileges. Then finally, rule-based access, it's a largely context-based example that could be allowing student to use a labs using a certain day of time. So you can see from the example itself, so only on the specific day, you are allowed to access the system. Best example, have you booked train tickets in IRTC mobile application?
Yes, yes, sir.
Have you tried to book around night 12 to 3?
No, sir.
Why?
So it will be difficult for us to reach the railway station, and so
Okay. It's not like that. Okay. So I am telling about the IRTC mobile application. So those mobile application every day 12 to 3 will be the maintenance mode. Okay. So they will be clearly defining a role. So this time no one should not access it. This time everyone can access it.
oh,
Okay.
okay, sir.
So clear?
Yeah, sir.
So now I will give a small scenarios here and you need to say which type of access control it is.
Yeah,
Will do?
sir. Yes, sir.
Mm.
Sir, under which thing does this four come, sir? Access control, threats, attacks, and vulnerabilities. Under the
Access
third
con
phase.
yeah, yeah. Under this is a general concepts. Okay, access control, threats, attacks, and vulnerabilities are general concept. It comes under the general category when you are entering about an attacks. Okay, if you are
Okay.
executing an attack, you need to know what is the possible threats. Then you need to know what are the vulnerabilities. Then you need to know what type of attack it is. Then based on the attack, you can restrict or you can implement any of this access control to avoid further such type of risk. So in this, first you need to understand about the threats, then you need to understand about the vulnerabilities, then the third thing you need to understand about the type attacks. Based on the attack, you can go and implement the access control.
So, what
Okay.
is the remote desktop connection, sir?
Sorry.
Remote desktop connection.
Remote desktop connection is nothing but if you see from one laptop or one device to another devices, we can connect via internet. For that, we will be using one technology known as RDP, remote desktop connection. Okay. So how you can do it means with an help of IP. Okay, I will show you one for understanding this RDP how it works. Shows as screen, entire screen. So you can see here. So I have connected with Windows 10 MSME package with this laptop. This. So I am remotely connected. As for connection there, I have created a virtual machine. From here, I will be connecting it. Even there are some other devices also here. Remote desktop connection. Just double click this and you need to enter the system name or an IP. Okay. If I'm entering an IP, then click on connect. It will open a pop-up. If the system is locked, okay, we need to enter the username and password, we can access it. If the system is not locked, then we can directly access with an help of an IP. Got it? So that means remotely from here I am accessing it. In today's world, if you see, there are many these things are there. Any desk. Any desk, do you aware of it?
No, sir.
Any desk is one of the tool where you can access any of the laptops by using this tool. Even I can access and get a control, entire control of your laptop with the help of this particular tool. Okay, clear about the RDP? Sorry, remote desktop connection.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. So now I will take one or two scenarios and will complete this thread. The first is I'm conducting a symposium in my college. I need to restrict my own college students not participating in the event. So what type of access control I can implement?
So, once again,
I am conducting a symposium in my college. Okay, I don't want my students itself to participate in an event because if they participate, they will win and they will get a prizes. I don't want my students to get prize. I want students from outside of the college need to participate and get the prize. So in this case, what type of control I can go and implement? You got my question?
yeah, sir, I got.
Hmm. So how I can implement? Guess it. I will tell you.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Sir, maybe a role-based access control.
How role based? How will you define a role of a student? Final year, pre-final year, first year, second year. How will you define a role? It's an organizational based access control. Okay, you can organization means your college is one organization. Okay, another college means it's another organization. You can restrict internal students are not allowed to participate in the event. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll go with another scenario. I have a laptop. I'm taking that laptop to my college. I need to decide who need to use my laptop. And I need to define what and all things who need to access, what type of files you need to access, what type of things you need to change. So everything I will be deciding it. What type of access control here? As a owner, I am deciding it.
Sir, discretionary access control.
Exactly. Okay, that's good. So the last one, you're going to a lab, you're going to a lab, that laptops having an n number of applications. Okay. For example, micro Excel, Microsoft Word, okay, then PowerPoint, all those things. But there is one common PowerPoint which was shared by the professor to the students for studying purpose. Okay, that PowerPoint restriction will be set up by the professor. No one should not edit it. Only the only the person who's like a professors, they need to edit the entire files, not students. So what type of access control here? Only the professors need to edit it. Students can view it, but they are not allowed to edit the PDF or a PPT. See, I'm defining based on the role, right? Professor need to edit. Students are only allowed to view.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
That means what type of access control it is?
Um, Sir, history-based access control.
Sorry,
History-based access control.
history based. How you are telling it's a history based?
Um, like like only they can students can only see, but
Mm.
they can't access the. Um,
Okay, imagine if new student join, you won't allow to access the file.
no, sir.
No, see, history based means it's based on your past history. You are allowing access. You can see access is granted or denied by evaluating the history of the activities.
Okay. Okay. If
Okay.
new students join, they can access, but not the old students.
Yeah. So in this case, it's a role based access. Role means for professors they can edit. For students they can view. So professor is one of the role. Student is one of the role.
Uh,
Correct, right?
yeah, sir.
Okay, good. So now I will taking a next 5 minutes and will explain about the
So what will
thread.
be? What is the
Yeah,
answer for that, sir?
this is a role based access.
Okay.
Okay, then let's go with the threads. Just give me a minute. Okay. So let me take few threads. Okay, there are n number of threads in the market. I will take few of the threads. Okay, so the first thread will be like a phishing attack. So via email, okay, and an attack will be executed. Okay, so thread and attack are interlinked with each other. So thread is nothing but a possible ways where the system has been hacked. Attack is nothing but the method which used to find the vulnerabilities and enter into the system. So the threats and attacks are interlinked. Based on the thread, you need to execute an attack. If one person is weak at money, so we can give them and buy the person. If one person is weak at pricing himself, then we can price and we can utilize that person. Okay. So if one person is a foodie, then you can offer a food or an ice cream and you can convince and make your activities. And same case here, scenarios. So the threats and the attacks are depends on each other. So the phishing attack, it mainly focus on the email via phishing links we'll be sending it. I will take you to all this practical stuff in the upcoming classes. Then DDoS and DDoS attack, okay, which helps to completely make the system unavailable. So best example I can say, if one person come and beat you, you can face. If 10 persons come and beat you, you won't fight with them. You will be silent. The same scenario here. If n number of requests comes and attack a server, server won't handle it. Then we have a phishing attack. Phishing attack is like calling and targeting a person's via phone call, claiming like, sir, I'm calling from SBI Bank. Okay, your card has been deactivated. I need to reactivate your account as per the process. Kindly share the OTP which was sent to your mobile number. So those type of attacks known as phishing attacks. Then the normal virus. Okay, usually you can see then pen drive. Okay, shortcut virus will be there. So virus will usually execute when a human interaction happens. Okay, virus, it will be in the system only until you double click it, it won't start spreading. Once you double click or once you try to open the file, then it start executing it. Then malware attacks, so such as like a spyware, if someone is trying to scan or if someone is trying to monitor you, they will be going for the spywares and the malwares. Then SQL injection attacks mainly target on the database. Then the man in middle attack, okay, it usually happens when you are sending a message from one device to another devices. Okay, so one of the best tool we use to perform man in middle attack is burp suite. Okay, then the password attacks, brute force attacks. Okay, even with the burp suite also we can perform this password attacks. Then brute force attack is to guessing the username and password and trying to break into the system. Then the key loggers, you can see in the devices, whatever you type, it will get recorded and one copy will be shared to the hacker. Imagine if you're bad luck, if you're typing a password, it's a gone. Your password has been shared to the hacker. Then finally, cross-site scripting, which mainly focus on the web pages. With this cross-site scripting, you can modify the cookies and you can steal the username and password. Yesterday, I've shown you, right? I've taken some of the passwords of your thing which is stored in the cookie of the Google Chrome.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, those things under comes under cross-site scripting. So now you got a little clarity about what is meant by attacks.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So again, the vulnerability is a big concept. Okay, so it involves like various types. Usually, we will rate these vulnerabilities based on this risk levels. Okay. Like again, for attacks, as I told, right, attacks and threats are interlinked with each other. Then finally, the vulnerability is nothing but is a weakness in the system. So now, these vulnerabilities will be like categorizing into three things. One will be CVSS. Okay, common vulnerability scoring system. Okay, so for every vulnerabilities, a unique code will be given. Okay, and the resolution will be given. So you can find the CVSS score. Okay, in our web page in the internet. I will show you the CVSS score. Then next we have other set of vulnerabilities based on the risk. Okay, so risk level 1, risk level 2, 5. If the risk level 5, this vulnerability is high. Okay, if risk level 1, the vulnerability is low. Okay, then again the vulnerabilities will be based on the systems. Okay, if you are not doing an upgrade, if you are not doing the patch files implementations and all, even that acts as a vulnerability. So now I will show you the CVSS portal scorecard. Okay. So common vulnerability scoring system. CVSS score common vulnerability. So this vulnerabilities and all defined by the one of the standard known as NIST. So NIST is an American based standard. Okay. So in India we have a RBI, right, who regulates this payment related things and all. Like this in US, everything will be defined by this NIST. Okay. They will be telling what is our vulnerabilities, okay, weakness type, and the map, then vulnerability metrics. Okay. So everything they will be defining under this NIST webpage. Okay, if you want to know more about the attacks, how it actually working, I have already suggested one of the web page, axsplashing.com. I want you to go and click and feel the experience how this SQL injections happens. Okay, how this cross-site scripting happens, how the command executions happens. Okay, so it will give a detailed view about how individual attacks are happening, and from hacker how they will execute these attacks and gain the access of the system. So this web page is more than sufficient to know about the hacking methods. Okay, so this will be the homework for tomorrow. I want you to go any of the go and explore all these hacking methods. Tomorrow I will be asking a question. For example, explain how cross-site request forgery works. Then explain how this password mismanagement works. Okay, so you need to explain it. Then after this, what we'll do means we'll execute the same type of attacks in our calling machines. Clear?
Sir, I have to see in the website of NIST or the first in the
No,
first class
the
you have
first
told.
class I have shared, right? This web page you can utilize this.
Yeah, sir.
I will be posting it in the chat as well.
Um,
Okay. Then show me the status of virtual machine, Kali Linux, where we are.
Sir, that SQL injection,
Mm.
I didn't understand that day only, sir.
Okay, so then give a list of attacks which you didn't understand. I will execute and show it.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Show me the status of virtual. What it shows? Click on enter, double click, keyboard enter. Wait. So here, desktop environment, selecting this item has no effect. Okay. So click on continue. Okay. It will keep on installing. It will take time. Okay. Your 2544 components need to get installed. Okay. So once it is installation is done, okay. If you are getting any pop-up, put it in group. I will tell you what needs to be done.
Okay, sir.
Okay.